Can anybody tell me is Prabhuji joined or not? Hare Krishna, Shama Rasika Mataji. Hare Krishna devotees, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Today we are so fortunate to have His Grace Rasmay Nityanand Prabhuji from Mayapur. And today Prabhuji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam, Canto 7, Chapter 3, verse 24 onward. And I would like to give a brief introduction about Prabhuji. Uh, Prabhuji's spiritual journey began in 2008 during his college year when he had the fortunate opportunity to come into contact with ISKCON devotees. It was a transformative encounter that set him on a path of spiritual growth and self-discovery. In 2012, he completed his engineering degree at NIT Durgapur, and soon after he embarked on a professional career with the Wipro technology, where he gained valuable experiences over 2.5 years. A significant milestone in his spiritual journey occurred in 2013 when he took his first initiation on Radha Ashtami Day in Sridham, Mayapur. His initiation marked a deep commitment to the spiritual path and his connection to the ISKCON community. His dedication to learning and personal growth in the spiritual journey became evident when he pursued and successfully completed his Bhakti Shastri studies at the Mayapur Institution in 2017-18 and Bhakti Vaibhav in 2024. This academic achievements provide him with a profound understanding of the teachings and philosophy of ISKCON. Prabhuji's commitment to sharing knowledge and spirituality with others has been a divine force in his journey. He progressed to become an official teacher recognized by the ISKCON Education Board after completing the TTCI 1, 2, and 3 program in 2015. Following Guru Purnima, he took a significant step by fully dedicating himself as a devotee and joined Sridham Mayapur. Over time, his services expanded to include leading new devotee training in English and contributing to the development of the Bolpur youth and congregational preaching during the COVID-19 pandemic. Prabhuji served as a hospital supervisor at the Mayapur Community Hospital, demonstrating the values of selfless services in challenging times. After the pandemic subsidies, he resumed his mission of full-time preaching, emphasizing the teachings of ISKCON. His dedication to the ISKCON community is further exemplified by his willingness to broaden his services, taking up the responsibility of new devotees training in the Bangla languages when entrusted with this task. At present, Prabhuji's active involvement includes coordinating new devotee training and Srimad Bhagvatam classes in both English and Bangla languages. His journey as a devotee is a testament to his unwilling commitment to spiritual growth, education, and selfless services within the ISKCON community. We are so fortunate to have you, Prabhuji, and we welcome you on our Srimad Bhagavatam class. And whenever you are ready, please take over the call, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you are muted.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. We can hear you
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Please take
Thank
over
you.
the call, Prabhuji. Tadvat Pranam.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for introducing me. We'll start with the small question, Mataji.
Yes,
Yes.
Prabhuji.
So, I will sing and then you can also repeat at your own position. Radha Madhava Bihari Radha Madhava Bihari Gopa Janavallabha Girvaradhari Gopa Janavallabha Girvaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tera Vanachari Natera Vanachari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Jaya Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Nrsimhadev Jaya Nrsimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Harinam Sankirtan Tirtha Nitai Bhakti Valande Om Jhantimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Dakshanam Tamena Tasmai Sri Gurave Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Apitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Katham Dati Sadhanam Vandeham Shri Guru Sri Pavadagam Shri Guru Vaishnava Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Tam Tam Sajiva Savadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitanya Devi Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitam Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namini Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashat Deshatare Vancha Kalpatarubhasha Vipashandhuva Evacha Gitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritam Naram Chaiva Narottam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Jaya Mudira Nashtaprayasha Bhadresha Nityam Bhagavat Devaya Bhagavati Uttam Sloke Bhaktir Bhakti Vishti Mukham Karoti Vachala Angam Langaya Tingari Bhaktipatam Vande Shri Guru Deva Dharina Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna. So welcome all of you in today's Srimad Bhagavatam class. So very important section from the Srimad Bhagavatam, 7th canto, 3rd chapter, chapter entitled Hiranyakashipu's plan to become immortal. So in this, we have already covered like till 23rd sloka. So today we'll be seeing the 24th sloka and we'll try to see some of the aspects or the teachings which is very essential for a sadhaka as in our daily practice. So first I recite the verses. Uh, so we'll read from the 24th. Saniriksha Sanirikshamvare Devam Hamsavaham Upastitam Nanam Sirsa Bhamo Taddarshana Mahotsava Sanirikshamvare Devam Hamsavaham Upastitam Nanam Sirsa Bhamo Taddarshana Mahotsava Sanirikshamvare Devam Hamsavaham Upastitam Nam Sarisa Brahmo Taddarshana Mahotsava. So now we'll read the translation and purport given by His Divine Grace, Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So translation, seeing Lord Brahma present before him in the sky, carried by his swan airplane, Hiranyakashipu was extremely pleased. He immediately fell flat with his head on the ground and began to express his obligation to the Lord. Purport. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 9:23 and 24, Yepi anya devata bhakta nijante shraddhayanvita tepi mam eva kaunteya yajanti avadipurvakam aham hi sarva yajnanam bhukta cha prabhureva cha natu mam abhijnanati Tatve. Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. I am the only enjoyer and the only object of sacrifice. Those who do not recognize me, my true transcendental nature, fall down. In effect, Krishna says, persons engaged in the worship of demigods are not very intelligent. Although such worship is indirectly offered to me. For example, a man may pour water on the leaves and branches of a tree without pouring water on the root. He does so without sufficient knowledge or without observing regulative principles. The process of watering a tree is to pour water on the root. Similarly, the process of rendering service to different parts of the body is to supply food to the stomach. The demigods are, so to speak, different officers and directors in the government of the Supreme Lord. One has to follow the law made by the government, not by the officers or directors. Similarly, everyone is to offer his worship to the Supreme Lord only. That will automatically satisfy the different officers and directors of the Lord. The officers and directors are engaged as representatives of the government. and to offer some bribe to the officers and directors is illegal. This is stated in Bhagavad Gita as avidhi purvakam. In other words, Krishna does not approve the unnecessary worship of the demigods. In Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performance recommended in the Vedic literature, but actually all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yajna means Vishnu. The third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should work only for satisfying Yajna or Vishnu, the perfectional form of human civilization, known as Varnasram Dharma, is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna says, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the Supreme Master. However, less intelligent person without knowing this fact worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pay for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion, and he will thus achieve the desired result. Although Hiranyakashipu offered his obeisances unto Lord Brahma, he was strongly inimical towards Lord Vishnu. This is the symptom of an asura. Asura worship the demigod as being separate from the Lord, not knowing that all the demigods are powerful because of being servant of the Lord. If the Supreme Lord were to withdraw the power of the demigods would no longer be able to offer benediction to their worshippers. The difference between a devotee and a non-devotee or asura is that a devotee knows that Lord Vishnu is the Supreme Personality Godhead and that everyone derives power from him. Without worshipping the demigods for particular power, a devotee worships Lord Vishnu, knowing that if he desires a particular power, he can get that power while acting as Lord Vishnu's devotee. Therefore, in the Shastra, Srimad, Srimad Bhagavatam 2:10, it is recommended, Akam sarva kamo va moksha kama udharadi tivrena bhakti yogena yajeta purusam param. A person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of material desires, free from material desires, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the Personality Godhead. Even if a person has material desires, instead of worshipping the demigods, he should pray to the Supreme Lord so that his connection with the Supreme Lord from the Brahma Tarka. Ekasthane Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah, sorry, in between some interruption happened. Somehow in between. Anyway, so we'll continue here again. Since Vishnu is the supreme, by worshipping Vishnu, one can fulfill all one's desires. There is no need to divert one's attention to anything. So Hare Krishna, thus ends the Bhaktivedanta translation and purport by His Divine Grace, Ishi Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. So before speaking on this matter, I seek blessing from all the devotees. Please bless me so that I can say some words for the glorification of the Lord and His pure devotee and for my own purification. So, as all of you have already read, that the title of this chapter is Hiranyakashipu plan to become immortal. So Hiranyakashipu, he was fully determined. He was knowing that yes, I have to become immortal. And for that, what I have to do? I have to do tapasya. Although those who are taking birth in this material world, those who have taken birth, it's definitely true that they are going to die. They are going to receive another body. But those who are performing their devotional service after leaving the body, they will go to the spiritual world. But in Hiranyakashipu plan, he had, like, when we have a different ideology. Like in our case, we see varieties of people we will find in our surrounded of area. Some of them, they are 100% sure that yes, I have to worship the demigods. Some of them, they are 100% confident about that they have to worship some of the man-made god, or maybe different personalities in our surrounding. We will find it. So Hiranyakashipu, he was also thinking that I have to become immortal. So how he will become immortal? So he thought that let me do tapasya. So he performed very great austerity for 100 celestial years. Just stood. How he stood? On the tip of his toe. If we are going to the second verse of this chapter, then it is explained that keeping his arms upward, looking towards the sky. And then this position was extremely difficult. But he had accepted it as a means to attain perfection. So very typical example that how he was very much convinced about whatever austerity he is going to perform. So definitely we know that this is not going to give him 100% result, but still he was 100% confident about that. So I was just, when I was wondering on these all thoughts, how Hiranyakashipu, he was so much convinced that yes, I have to perform austerity. Then gradually I was thinking that yes, as a devotee, as a sadhaka, for me, what is the lesson for as in my life? Then I thought that yes, I also have taken a life of austerity, a life of penance, and I'm doing to please the Supreme Personality Godhead, to please my spiritual master, whatever vows he has given me, the following 480 principles, chanting minimum of 16 rounds attentively, and then help him in his preaching. And definitely, time to time, we are performing various ekadasi and many more austerities. So I thought that yes, these austerities, I'm seeing then it is looking like very insignificant in front of this Hiranyakashipu. He performed such an austerity, 100 celestial years. I cannot imagine. When like this this part of Nirjala Ekadasi, also sometimes when once in a year it comes, but still at when I'm reaching like the night, coming to the next morning, this mind is just thinking about that how to break my fast. So my austerity, I was just comparing that yes, it is just insignificant. But still, I'm thinking that how come I am getting the great result? And this Hiranyakashipu, he performed such a great, extensive austerity. And definitely he achieved uh, the benediction which nobody can think also in this material world. So as all of you already know, that how he did all permutation, combination, and he found all the austerity that yes, I have to perform this and I have to get it from the Brahma. Brahma, when also he comes, he flatters him that you have done such kind of austerity that nobody has done till now, and many more things. I don't want to go in much detail in that. But yes, definitely Brahmaji is saying to him that yes, now you have done such a great austerity and I have appeared to you. And I want to give you some of the benediction. And very important, what Brahmaji is saying, Brahmaji is saying that all good fortune unto you. If we are going the 17th verse, when Brahmaji is saying, the good fortune. So I was just wondering, what is the good fortune? Because the next moment, when he will get the benediction, he will harass the demigods, and then later we'll see that how he's torturing Prahlad Maharaj, his own son, the pure devotee of Lord Krishna. So how good fortune can come? Now though again I was thinking that how this all when the demigods are saying some good fortune, is it really good fortune? Are they really uh, kind of having the power to give some good fortune? Yes, if somebody, I was thinking that yes, if somebody is really dedicated and trying to get some of the valuable advice, then they will give. But if they are not ready, then they will not give. Because as we are seeing, Brahmaji is flattering him that you have perfected all the austerities. So all the austerities, all whatever I am doing, it's all only for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality God. So this Brahmaji is saying, and Hiranyakashipu is also not able to understand that how a good fortune can come to me, because he was already uh, there's so much desire. When the so much desires are there in our heart, we are not ready to listen any good advice. This same incident I see in the life of Chitraketu. Chitraketu, the sage, just Angira, I think, came. So he was asking this Chitraketu about his all well-being and other, but he was not ready to listen because he had a desire. What was the desire? That I want to get a son. Similarly, Hiranyakasipu was also okay. Whatever you say, I have my own agenda. So now you finish your uh, like whatever saying, then I will say my thing, and now you have to fulfill that. So these all things were going on, and then now, with the first time, this uh, the first thing what he did, Hiranyakasipu, he saw that okay, Brahma has come. He became very pleased. The word has been here said. Hiranyakasipu was extremely pleased. I was wondering that I saw in the life of Dhruv Maharaj when Krishna appeared, he was like wonderstruck. He was not able to say anything, was not able to do anything. And as the verse also says here in the purport, Prabhupada is writing that one. Akam sarva kamo amoksha kamo dhardi tivrena bhakti yogena yajid tapra. That whatever desire, whatever you have, just whether you have desire, you don't have desire, or you are full of desire, or you want liberation, anything, come to the Supreme Personality God. The moment when Dhruv Maharaj came, it's like Lord appeared, Dhruv Maharaj was just stuck. I was just seeing the beauty. He was drinking the beauty actually of the Lord. That how beautiful Lord is. And he totally completely forgot about what actually why he was worshipping the Lord. And Lord has to remind him, Lord has to touch with his conch shell to his head, and he gets the power to glorify the Lord. And the Lord remind him that Dhruva, you are worshipping for some kingdom. And then his heart becomes totally purified. But here in this case, I am seeing how Hiranyakasipu was extremely pleased. Now he is seeing that, oh, he has appeared, the Brahmaji has appeared, my austerity has came to now the final success. Now I can ask whatever blessings I have desired in my own mind. So he was just preparing for that. Okay, now I will ask these all things. So he was very extremely pleased. And then he's saying that he immediately fell flat with his head on the ground and began to express his obligation to the Lord. Prabhupada is very intelligent because Prabhupada is saying, he is quoting the verse from Bhagavad Gita and then he's saying, whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, O son of Kunti, is really meant for me alone, but it is offered without true understanding. When I read this one and whenever I read also, so It's kind of getting reminded that yes, how everything should be only and only for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality Godhead. But when we don't have proper understanding, we use the same ingredients for worshipping anything in this material world. As we see now in India, if the election is there, so those party will win, they will have kind of some people, they will do the abhishek of that particular leader with milk, whatever ingredients we do offer to the Lord, we use the same thing. But it is like misdirected. We don't know. This all thing has, means for the Lord. So anyway, Hiranyakashipu also did the same thing, and he is praying to the Brahma. Then so many verses will come, one by one, that how he prayed to Brahma, and Brahma how made him to get up, and then he asked the boons and everything. So I was wondering that yes, these all things are there, but their hearts are not yet purified. Because austerity, tapasya, whatever we are doing, it is only for pleasure of the Lord. And when we are doing for the pleasure of Lord, definitely the change of heart will take place. It is only and only for the higher purpose, not for the any lower purpose. If we are doing anything for the lower purpose, then ultimately our result will be doomed. I was reading this perfect question, perfect answer book, and then in this, the chapter 6, in this Prabhupada was saying about the perfect devotee. The chapter 6, in this he says that yes, even if you do not want to practice austerity, you must. So it is not like option whether I will practice austerity or not. Oh, I have become devotee. No, we have to practice austerity, and the non-devotees they also have to practice austerity. So even here, the Hiranyakashipu, he wanted some of the material opulences, material power. Why? He wanted to do some sense gratification. So he did austerity. So it's not that if I don't perform austerity, I will get everything. No. We have to perform austerity, even for the material gain. So no one is excluded from performing the austerity. So as a devotee, it is like more and more beneficial because we are performing this austerity for the pleasure of the Lord and good. Prabhupada is saying that how I have to perform this austerity. He's saying, yes, you must because you have surrendered to your spiritual master. His order is final. So even if you don't like it, you have to do it to please me. So yes, in the beginning, I saw in my own life that yes, uh, like especially the I don't know about the West, but in India especially, I grew up in such a environment where meat eating was very prevalent. So in the beginning I never felt like okay meat eating is like a sin because I was feeling that oh everybody is doing so it's not a problem. But when I came into consciousness, I heard okay this is the 4 liter principle and I must do it. So in the beginning it was like a very difficult task. I don't know how to follow because it was such austere life because in Bengal when I like in the later stage when I grew up in Bengal. So most of the places it was like non-vegetarian area. People were not knowing how to cook veg items, and I was just taking up my devotional service. And I didn't had little bit I had experience of cooking, but not much. But later by the devotees mercy I learned some cooking and so many things. So I saw this one that yes how we have to take the austerity voluntarily. Prabhupada is saying a disciple is one who has voluntarily agreed to be disciplined by the spiritual master. That is austerity. So yes, if I have to take up the devotional service, The first is that I have to take shelter of a spiritual master bona fide. And then I have to render some service and I have to inquire from him as the Bhagavad Gita says 434 Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashtena sevaya updakshanti te jnanam jnanina sattvadarshina. But yes, the submissive service has to be done to the spiritual master, to the self-realized soul. And then submissive question has to be asked. Now this two term, when I was looking, that yes, I have to perform some service to him. And spiritual master, what he wants from me? He wants that I become a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. I love the Lord and I go back to home. Finish my all business in this material world and serve the Lord in his spiritual world. So this is one of the service to my spiritual master. Whoever is in this material world, they must do it because they are performing this for the pleasure of the Lord, and they have to cut down their this bondage in this material. Because until unless we cut down our this material bondage, we will repeat in this material world. Punarapi janam, punarapi maranam, janari jatresana. That's not good. Some people they say that no, 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 it's a very nice opportunity. We have come to this material world, and life is for the material enjoyment. Okay, in one sense they are doing material enjoyment. That's good, but what is the result? As the symptom of this Kali Yuga, as we say, Prayana alpayasu kalesmin jaga jana manda sambandha matna bhagya manda bhagya hi upadrata. That Prayana alpayasu, they are short life. So if this short life is there, then I may ask a question to myself that yes, what can I do that I can gain uh, very great success in my small endeavor because I have very less time. So in this less time, if somebody is intelligent, then he will think that, oh, I am getting this material opulences, I am getting that strength, that power. These all things are going to go away in certain time, after some time. So as this is the practical example of Hiranyakasipu, he performed such a great task, it's like austerity, for 100 celestial years. And then what was the result? He got some power to control the different demigods, to control the weather, control everything. But at the end, when Narasimha appeared, he finished him just in few moments. So this great austerity, great power, everything finished in just few moments. So as an intelligent person, I would think that yes, I want something which is permanent. And in this material world, actually, we all are looking for something permanent. We want to get settled somewhere where the peace, the peaceful environment will be there, where everything is good, no problem. But in our thought, if we consider in this material world, whatever place, all of you are staying in US, so in material opulences, it is like at the top. But still, one thing is important to notice that when Lord Krishna is saying Dukhalam Asasana, so nothing is permanent, and in this material world is designed that we will get some suffering. Although we may have so much comfort, but still something, it depends on different person. What is the cause for their miseries? Some of them they may have problem because they are not having such nice, bungalow. Some of them they may have problem that their kids are not as intelligent than the neighbors. Some of them they may have problem because they are not looking so beautiful than the other person. Some of them they are not happy because of their job. They have to work more and they are paid less. So different persons they have different varieties of their suffering. But in our life, if we see that yes, Some kind of problem, miseries are there. But we all are looking for some place which is free from all these things. And that is only and only available in the spiritual world. So whatever comforts we will bring in our life, this is small. Very important verse, one of the, I'll just recite. It's in 7th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, 23 verse. If you have books, you can also recite, or if you know, you can also. He's saying, Antavant tu phalam tesham tad bhavati alpamedatham devan devi yacho yanti mad bhaktya yanti mamapi. So here the word is said Antavant tu phalam tesham. This is very short. So exact translation of Srila Prabhupada is saying, men of small intelligence worship the demigod and their fruits are limited and temporary. Very important. Their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planet of demigods, but my devotee ultimately reach my supreme planet. So this, the particular chapter here, we see the Hiranyakasipu. He worshipped the Brahmaji. He thought that now whatever benediction I am going to get is like ultimate. It will never finish because now I have become immortal. But no, whatever their demigods are giving the benediction, it has limitation and it is temporary. So like sometimes we purchase some of the items and there one star mark is written and that below it is written term and condition apply. And then down in small words which we cannot see also, if you take the magnifying glass, then you will see, oh, these are the terms. So although it is looking like permanent, but it is not. It is not. So I was just wondering that see in this material world also many times we take some uh, insurance of our life or anything in this material world, which feel that okay, I have some kind of security, but the term and condition is applied. So this term and condition is here already that limited and temporary. So this we can realize in our own life, day to day life also, that whoever is promising the ultimate happiness, it is not. It is lying with term and condition. So this Hiranyakasipu could not understand. Hiranyakasipu thought that oh, such a nice opportunity, Brahmaji has come and he's offering me such a blessing. How fortunate I am that now I'm going to become immortal. But he forgot to look the term and condition. So we should not be so excited about this material world that oh, I have received this job or that job. But the underlying principle, term and condition may be working for like 14 hours, although it is not written, but you may have to sometimes. So what to do? So this term and condition is very important because many times we neglect it. So this happened with the Hiranyakasipu's life, and those who are doing uh, the same kind of thing in this material world also. So very important that how we take up this austerity. For what purpose? If I have achieved this human birth, uh, yes, uh, Rishabdev is saying to his son, he's saying in the fifth canto, he's saying, Nayam deho de bhajan loke, kastan kaman arhate vidbhujam me, tapo devyam putrikayena sattvam, suddhe yasmat brahma soktam tu anantam. So he's saying that yes, this human body is meant for something higher purpose. So we should not accept, which is available for these dogs and hogs because they are just thinking for some small things. Okay, I got some, stool, I am happy. No, there's something very higher there. What is that? That we have to achieve the position of transcendence. Then saying, yes, by such activities, like when we are performing the austerity, our heart is purified. As I already said, when we are performing the austerity, and if it is not directed to the Supreme Personality Godhead, our heart will not purify. But when we are performing the austerities for the pleasure of the Lord, for the pleasure of our spiritual master, what happens? Our heart is becoming purified. And then When one attains this position, he attains eternal, blissful life, which is transcendental to material happiness and which continues forever. So Rishabdev is saying to their sons that yes, these things you have to attain. Because when we are performing our devotional service, our heart naturally becomes purified, no contamination. And then when there is no contamination, we are able to see things as clear as crystal clear. Everything is clear that yes, I am not this body, I am soul, I am the eternal servant of my spiritual master and the Supreme Personality Godhead. I have to serve. Things are very much clear. Our Sambandh relation with the Lord is clear, and now it's time for us to act. When the Gita also says, if we, just take a very lower position also in this material world as a Brahmana, which is like higher position. So the Bhagavad Gita says, Vidya Vinay Sampanne Brahmane Gavyasni Suni Cheva Swapakacha Pandita Samadarshina. So those who are Vidya Vinay, so what they are saying, this swapach, dog, cow, elephant, every word on the same platform. How they are able to see? Now question comes. Because they are seeing everyone on the platform of soul, not seeing on the platform of body. Because the moment we are seeing everyone on the platform of bodily platform, we will discriminate. So that is the position of a Brahmana. Just I'm just giving the example of like material position in this material world. And this one is the platform of transcendence, the spiritual position. So this is much, much higher. So how much our brain, intelligence, everything will be clear. Because we are not acting on the platform of bodily platform. Just think about this material austerity also. When Hiranyakashipu he performed the austerity, his body was gone. Just bones were remaining and nothing else was there. And Brahmaji he comes and then he says to Hiranyakashipu that now I have appeared, please ask whatever boons you wanted. So he was not a kind of gross platform, he was on the subtle platform. So just imagine in this platform also, he's above the material kind of gross platform, subtle platform. And as someone who has transcended this all, gross and subtle, and he's situated on the spiritual platform, how much clear his vision will be. He will be totally surrendered. He will be able to see that, yes, now here is my Lord, and I have to serve him. That's all. I don't want anything. These all things happen with the pure devotees, which I hope most of you already have heard that how different devotees of the Lord, they just want only the service of the Lord, nothing else. They don't have any desire. Yes, that how Hiranyakashipu is also, he's totally, covered after getting this all power. Because this power, this material opulences, whatever things are there, it sometimes obstructs our vision to further progress in our Krishna consciousness. If we don't utilize these all things in the service of Krishna. Because here Hiranyakashipu he got the power and he will do all the nonsense. The same thing happened with the Vena. Vena he was guided with the Brahmana, but he was not listening to them. Although he was powered by all the sages that okay, now you rule the kingdom. But the power went into his head. So extremely difficult. So as a devotee for me, whatever the opulences comes in my life, if I if I am not careful enough with that how to use this one in the service of Krishna. Because the moment we see anything in this material world, these all things are the energy of the Lord. And this has to be served in the service of Lord. But if I try to utilize in my service, then there is a problem. Why the problem is there? Because Krishna is saying in the fifth chapter of Bhagavad Gita, he's saying, Bhoktaram Yagitaptam, Sarva Lokomaisa. He is the real enjoyer of all the sacrifices. I am not. So if I want to take his position, then there is a problem. Because I cannot enjoy, because I am not Bhoktaram. Krishna is Bhoktaram. So this is the difference. This Hiranyakashipu wanted to become Bhoktaram Yaktakuta. But he forgot that he is not the Supreme Personality God. I cannot take his position. No chance. If I try to imitate, the result is surely very, very dangerous. Many of them they tried to do in the past, like we know about Krishna Lila, this Kondrak also, he sent a message to Krishna that Krishna, you leave all this, the symbol of Narayan, and you surrender to me because I'm real Vasudev, Vasudev. Let's see how much this material opulences goes to their power that they are insignificant jiva of this in this material world, and they wanted to take the position of the Lord. Hiranyakashipu also, he made like the situation that he is the Supreme Personality Godhead. All the demigods were serving him. Later you can see. So these all things are there. But yes, how these things are moving when power goes in our head. So anyway, I'll just conclude what we discussed in today's section. So we discuss about that how Hiranyakashipu he performed the austerity. Brahmaji comes and then he kind of flatters him that all good auspiciousness. But what is the auspiciousness? Until unless we take up the devotional service. Because whatever demigods are giving, it is just temporary. We have to carefully analyze in this material world also whatever things we are getting, and we feel that this is for my ultimate happiness. It comes with the term and condition. Temporary, temporary, very important. So Hiranyakashipu tried to appease him with different things, but actually these all things are meant for the Supreme Personality God. But when our intelligence, everything is covered, then we offer these all things to the demigod. And this is our misfortune in this material world that we are not able to realize many times that why this austerity I have to perform this only and only for the service of the Lord and for pleasing the spiritual master. And this small service only I can please the Lord and get the great benefit what Hiranyakashipu could not achieve while performing 100 years of celestial tapasya. So thank you very much, Hare Krishna. So if you have any comments or reflections or some question, I'll try as Krishna helps me. So Hare Krishna. So any devotee has any comments, questions or something?
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam, all goes to Sri Prabhupada. It was such a nice class, reflecting upon how the demons try to use the Lord's energy against the Lord, I mean, for their own sense gratification, and they in just few verses back, the same Hiranyakashipu was explaining to his mother, Diti, about how we are not the body, we are the soul, and we are how everything is temporary. Yes, because he has not taken the shelter of the Supreme Lord, his intelligence is still convoluted, still polluted. Even after saying those wise words, he is himself uh, looking for some temporary benediction attached to the body. I mean, and this shows that the demons, their intelligence mind is not pure, even if they talk some gibberish, unless they have taken shelter of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord. And you rightly said that uh, the the yeah, everything is temporary for the Antavata. For whatever demigod sees, they're all temporary unless they have taken shelter of the Krishna's lotus feet. Purification does not happen. Yeah, correct. It's very, very nice. And he referred many verses, so he connected uh, many areas of the Bhagavad Gita that Krishna and that we should apply in our daily life. And through the examples of how the demons behave, Hiranyakashipu behave, even in our current life, I mean, in our day-to-day life, we see people, working day and night. And you said correctly said that tapasya is required even for sense gratification also. But the intelligent person will direct the tapasya to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Because he would have understood that by now, because of his mercy of the Vaishnavas and his sadhana, that I mean his life experience as well as the Lord's mercy, and as well as sadhana, that these all the things that are attached to the body are temporary, and the ultimate thing is the body, mind, and words, all the resources of the Supreme Lord for his service. Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
for the
Thank you
comments.
for your kind association. Please grace us with your purifying presence again and again, and to hear from you more and more. Hare Krishna.
So any other devotee has another comments or the realization, some reflection?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. This is Geeta. I
Yeah, Hare
am,
Krishna, Prabhupada.
yeah. So I just wanted to ask you about austerities, being householders. What would you list as top 10 austerities which anybody should be doing? We cannot do it to the extent of swamis. As householders, I know lust and gold, and of course, tapasya. What would you list other 7, which we have to do?
Mataji, if you go in the seventh canto only, here ideal family life, chapter 14 is there in this seventh canto only, the chapter 14. Here you can see a very like how a ideal family life is there. As you asked about the Grihastha life. So these all things are there, and I suppose the previous chapter also that how the 4 social orders are there, like brahmachari, grihastha, vanapras, sannyasi. So these all 4 varna ashram, how what are their austerity in their own life, and what a ideal family life. These all things are written in detail. So I hope you will get much more. If I say it will be like just one drop of that. I'm just referring you to this chapter. You in your own time you can read this one and you can become a perfect girasta or perfect devotee. As a like whether you are a girasta or a brahmachari, for us a greatest austerity is that we follow uh, the the instruction of our spiritual master. And sometimes we neglect that uh, spiritual master has said we follow the quality principle and the chanting 16 round attentively. Sometimes I was wondering that Krishna, whether I'm doing my this chanting 16 rounds attentively or not, I don't know, but definitely I know that it is not attentive. So please excuse me that I'm really not able to follow the instruction of my spiritual master, that I'm not attentive chant, I'm not doing attentive chant. So this is a austerity for me, and I hope as all sadhaka, this is austerity. And many times, like those who are traveling, taking sadham all the time is also an austerity. Sometimes those who are traveling like many hours of journey in the flight and they don't have anything to eat, sometimes they drink some of the fruit juice and others, which is like not offered. They are just doing in the mental offering. That definitely one aspect it is offered also, but in a higher sense that it's not 100%. So these are the some of the austerities which comes in our own life, daily life also. So yeah, daily sincerely I can pray to Lord, and I hope all of you are also praying to your respective deities that yes, please give me the strength so that I can also chant attentive 16 rounds at least minimum, and then follow this 42 principles very nicely, and I can help in the mission of Srila Prabhupada. So this is a great austerity because preaching and staying together with the devotees, because sometimes some of the inconvenience I have to take for the betterment of the society. Sometimes I have to step it down. This is an austerity. So there are various austerities in devotional life if we sincerely practice. I'm just saying to all of you, just for reminding myself so that I have to also follow in my own life. So that's all. Become a
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Christian. So I hope others are okay with all that.
Hare Krishna,
So in case,
Prabhuji. Pranam to
yeah,
you. Srila Prabhupada
yeah,
ki
Hare
jai.
Krishna.
This is Rupini Padma Devi Dasi from Orlando, Florida, USA. So thank you
Yes,
so much for your wonderful class, your association, and like you emphasized on like the verses before about Hiranyakashipu and how the austerities he was doing, and they were so severe, but they were not to serve the Lord and devotees. So everything goes in vain. So it just makes
yeah,
us mindful by hearing your class that everything we can do to dovetail in such a way that it is service to Krishna. So uh, so that was very inspiring. And also I just wanted to add one point, like you mentioned about when devotees are traveling by the plane. I mean,
yeah,
they can always carry prasadam from home and not stay hungry, because I know that the air hostesses, they serve
yeah,
prasadam. So there are so many things,
yeah,
like we can cook and take. Like sometimes potatoes get spoiled, but
yeah,
paneer, karla, there's so much things and snacks we can 2 days before traveling we can prepare, and and then we can have some juice and milk and all that, all we can take, right? I think
yes, ma'am.
basically
Yeah,
what the grains, Prabhuji, that is the main thing,
yeah,
because we don't know who's cooked it and things like that, right? So
yeah,
yeah, and also like Mataji was asking a question, I feel that like following the four regulative principles is also like an austerity, all of them in today's Kali Yuga, because it's very hard for some people to leave tea, very hard for some people to, yeah, like, so, I mean, we are doing that because we don't want our mind to be intoxicated, We're not having
yeah,
onion garlic because garlic has effect on the mind, right? We
yeah,
don't want to have illicit relationship because it's very easy to break a relationship and then not tolerate and just go to another person, and whether you're married unmarried, but we want to keep ourselves clean and connected to Krishna, thinking that Krishna is our friend, lover, or father, or whoever, however we want to take it, and all thanks to our Shiksha gurus and everything who guided us. So, I just wanted to add a little bit to that austerity part, like I feel everything in Krishna consciousness is like an austerity, but, when we do it for Krishna, it becomes light and not that heavy on us. So we feel that, yeah, we're doing it for Krishna. So when Mataji was mentioning, I heard here her classes, she's from Delhi, Radhika Kripa Mataji. So when Mataji was
yeah,
telling her that, I can't leave tea. So she said that, you can't leave tea. I mean, is Krishna more important or the cup of tea? And then we
yes,
also have example of Srila Prabhupada's wife. She
yes,
was, when Prabhupada told her, either tea or me. So,
yes,
um, it's not like a heavy addiction, just like people do with drugs and drinking and smoking. But, a small thing like tea, coffee, can also make a person choose, like, I mean, Srila Prabhupada's wife chose tea to husband. Actually, she probably didn't realize that, he's going to go away, and, like, I mean, he's going to make this choice as like a very, um, I mean, if we think of it, Srila Prabhupada is so great, so
slow poison,
intelligent. Yes, Prabhuji?
slow poison. we say in our Mayapur term, in our devotee, like our like youth for devotee, I say that it is a slow poison.
Slow poison?
This tea and coffee, we say
Yeah.
in our.
Yes, yeah, Prabhuji. And I was just thinking, like, Srila Prabhupada, in order to not give a shock to his wife, that, okay, or saying something, I'm leaving and going and taking sannyas, you know, he
Yes,
gave her a
yes,
choice. He was so merciful. He's such a loving husband. He gave her a choice that, and if she would have tea, then, we wouldn't be sitting here. So in a way,
yes,
if she would
definitely.
have chosen Srila Prabhupada, right? And said, no, no,
Yes,
I want you, I will leave tea for you. Then today we will not be sitting on the conference call. So we have to really feel that, all the things that are happening around devotees, where people are eating meat or tea and this and that, whatever is happening, is kind of a blessing in disguise only, because people are doing what they're doing. And you also mentioned about the meat eating thing in your class, like, I mean, it's so strange that sometimes on Facebook and other places, Prabhuji, we hear of some children, you know, and there are American childrens, and when the meat comes in front of them, they cry. No, I don't want to eat this. This is animal. And the parents are saying, no, no, eat. We are also sitting and eating. You also eat. And the child is crying, crying, crying because he had that sukruti from the previous life. Maybe he was a devotee or she. And now, that thing is there in him that they don't want to eat the meat. They think I mean, that meat is like animal and it's not food. It's like a dead body kind of a situation. So it's wonderful when we see these videos like that. And but unfortunately, yeah, like for me also, because my parents, I thought this is normal food, so I was also taking it, and till some time, but then I realized that Krishna paved a way for me, because then I met one Panditji, and he told me that, and I used to get very bad dreams eating all this stuff. So I told him I can't sleep properly. So he said, okay, you can just don't have animal product, including egg. So I used to eat onion garlic, then I stopped. So then I realized when I came into Krishna conscious, onion garlic also stopped. So yeah, Krishna makes our way, but doesn't happen in one day like that. But yeah, thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your wonderful class and association. And I think we should all chant Haribol 3 times. Prabhuji is coming first time. I don't know. I've heard him first time only. Right?
Yes, Mataji, it's coming first time.
Very
So
nice. So we can all
we
chant
can chant.
Haribol.
Haribol,
Haribol.
Haribol,
Hari bol,
Haribol.
hari bol, hari bol.
Yes,
Thank you very much. Thank you.
yes, thank you so much, Rasmay and Nityananda Prabhu, for the wonderful class. And we're really thankful for Anupam Srivas Prabhu that he gave you as a speaker, and we got your wonderful association. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. This is
And
Shama
Mataji,
Rasika
my
Devadasi.
humble request, if you can ask Prabhuji if he wants to, we can schedule him, because there are so many speakers Anupam Srivas Prabhu has got, and now they're in a schedule, and if we can, if you can ask for once a month, if not twice. I mean,
Yes, Mataji, I will ask Prabhuji and let you
okay,
know.
and then we can add him to our broadcast list if he's that way, or we can just send a schedule in the beginning only, so he can pick a date.